Hello everyone, my name is AJ, and welcome to my studio. And today is just going to be another, just like a talky video. Just going to talk about the first subject that comes to mind. Drawing the first thing that comes to mind, so join along, hopefully you get something out of this. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, it's mostly just going to be, say you can't think of what to draw. Maybe you're not motivated, you're uninspired. Draw. That's what you want to do, but you can't think of anything. So what do? Well, there are several things you can do. Well, one of the first things, because usually when you can't think of anything to draw, it's because of a lack of motivation. In which case, motivation just comes and goes, and you could do one of two things. You could either make yourself push through it, or you could walk away for a little bit. Maybe you're a little burned out, and that's fine. Maybe just take a break, do something else. Maybe try picking up something else. But say you want to try and draw. That's something you desperately want to do. Maybe you have a request that someone asked of you. So, you want to get that out of the way. What can you do then? Well, get your juices flowing by doing a number of different things. So, what are some things that you could do? Well, you could challenge yourself. There are numerous challenges that exist out there for artists specifically. Such challenges are the offhanded drawing challenge, where you, like, say I draw with my left hand. I would pick up the pen and draw with my right. I'm not going to try that now because I'm not trying to show off here. There's also, like, the continuous line challenge, which is pretty self-explanatory. Dozens of challenges out there. There's also ones that exist that go on monthly. Like there's Inktober. You can find the list of things that you're supposed to draw during the month of October that you do solely in ink. However, some say that you can do an initial sketch in pencil. It depends on who you ask. So yeah, challenge yourself. Another way you could challenge yourself, instead of picking up any particular challenge, is try a different medium. So, say you're used to working with paint, and you've just gotten into the niche of doing paint constantly, to the point where you're just not feeling it anymore. What do you do then? Well, pick up something else, something you're not used to. So, paint is a wet medium. So one of the first things that I can think of that you could try instead... One second here. Okay. One thing you could do instead is maybe something dry. Try, like, maybe you're used to working with oil paints. Maybe try oil pastels. Sip of coffee here. Just shake things up a little bit. Get your brain thinking in different ways. But say... Oh, just no idea. You're not demotivated, but you can't think of anything to draw. That's what's called a bit of a block, and it's literally just like a dam that's blocked up the flow of the river of your creative juices. And that's easy enough to unstop. So, like right now, as you see me doing, I am just doodling, as is pretty obvious, an eye. Can you even see that? Yeah, it's clear. You never know. So, say you're not demotivated, but you got a bit of a block and you want to get that flow going again. Just start doodling. The first thing that comes to mind, like what I do with these, is just start thinking of something. Maybe try choosing your favorite thing as a first go. So, what do you like? Keep it PG-13 at the very least. Try drawing that. Maybe, I don't know. Try drawing maybe your favorite animal, if you're good at drawing animals. Or that actually makes me think. Another thing you could do is change the subject matter of your drawings, if you're feeling demotivated. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that work is a pain in the butt, I'd be trying to do a landscape that I have desperately wanted to do for a while. It includes a beautiful, I can imagine it in my head, it's a beautiful medieval castle on a floating island. I'd love to be able to try and draw that, but work eats up a lot of time, and it's just a nuisance. But I'm thinking of doing it tomorrow, seeing as I have a day off. Why isn't my pen? There we go. So yeah, pick up a different medium. If you're used to working with traditional media, try digital, or vice versa. If it wasn't for the fact that I have no internet connection right now, I'd probably try doing some recording on my, on my computer. But demotivation is not something that's fun, and maybe, as I said, take a step back. Maybe try doing something else entirely, something not related to art. I could suggest maybe like going for a run, going for a jog, maybe a bike ride even. Just go exercise maybe. Maybe try picking up a different hobby to help really just make your brain get a break from what you're doing constantly. I mean, doing artwork constantly is amazing, don't get me wrong. But sometimes, like anything else, it can be a little bit tiresome. And you gotta think of something else. So, just pick something else up, maybe learn a different instrument, or perhaps take up another, maybe learn some different skill. Go maybe try learning how to cook. Maybe there's a favorite recipe that you have, and, well, not necessarily that you have, but you have in mind. Your favorite food, but you don't know how to make it. Maybe go learn how to make it. You can find a plethora of different recipes for the same kind of thing online. And just learn how it's made. Teach yourself. Or maybe go sign up for a class. Now, of course, I'm not trying to promote anything here. I'm not sponsored by anything. This is just ideas. Silly pen. Come on. There we go. But don't think that just because you can't draw, you have to give up. Sometimes motivation is not all that you have to go for. And inspiration you can't depend solely upon, because if you depend solely on inspiration, you're not going to get very far. And that may sound cruel, but you have to push yourself. Because I can guarantee you those animators and those concept designers for video games and movies don't just sit there and wait for inspiration to come. No, they make something happen. And that's why you see a lot of awesome concept pieces for different things that never get used. A lot of that is actually just them taking an idea and running with it. See where they go. So even professionals get burned out. Even they suffer a bit of art block. Like even now, believe it or not, I am in the thralls of enduring artist block. It may not look that way with how I'm just doodling this, but this is actually very subpar on my standards. But that's fine. It's not intended to be anything final. It's just something to give you something to look at, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to look at my mug. But hey, who knows, you might see it later. So different doodles that you could do. Hold on a second, I gotta pop off for just a second. There we go. Cat's trying to get into the drawing room here. So, like, well, you could doodle your favorite thing. Maybe just, well, I can do it on here even. So, just make a bunch of random shapes and try and make something out of that. So, like, see, here we have a spiral. Well, one of the first things that comes to mind, being myself, is I see the Hidden Leaf Village symbol from Naruto. Right here, could add a few more dots, and then line here, line there, line everywhere, and all of a sudden, boom, we have Ches. Right here, I don't know what to see with that, but like this, well, honestly, it looks like a Caduceus, but that takes too much time to try and draw. But, well, Yeah, no, I'm not gonna try that. But that's one thing you could do, is just take some random dots that you find on the page and try and create a doodle out of them, or maybe sorry, I'm a little thick in the throat right now. Had a yogurt smoothie not that long ago, and I'm sure coffee's not helping at all. But hey, you live and you learn. So maybe just think of something like, oh, I don't know. I don't even know what is this? What is it, like a flashlight? Yeah, let's call it a flashlight. But let's make it cute. So that's another thing you could do, is just create cute anthropomorphized or with human features inanimate objects, plants, objects like a flashlight here, or perhaps anything, or maybe drawing some cute animals, perhaps. It's all up to you, mostly. Don't let me say what you should draw and what you shouldn't draw. But just know that just because you have art block doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means that you need a little bit of a kick in the right direction, that's all. Motivation needs a kick in the pants sometimes. Well, I hope that you found this somewhat helpful. I know it's rather short and somewhat rambly. I hope you found something useful out of it. And if you did let's try that again. If you did like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for future content. I'll be trying to post every week on Wednesdays. And I hope you all have a good day. God bless.